Alright, what is going on YouTube? New series alert. We got the Stronger by the Day series, and this is an ode to Rich Piana's Bigger by the Day series, but I really doubt we'll be getting that much bigger. Like, we took the bulk pretty far, and our mass wasn't substantial. Our girth wasn't as monumentous as, it would be if we were an enhanced athlete. But, I don't know. We're cutting now, though, so it would be counterintuitive to call the series Natural Bigger by the Day. It'd be a plagiarism too. It's an ode, Stronger by the Day. Our goal is strength because we're also trying to get leaner, but we're not going to get to like super low levels of body fat because that's not conducive to high performance either. So Stronger by the Day is what we're going with. And I'm going to be walking you guys through workouts. It's just going to be basically vlog format, and it'll be over the course of it could be one day, it could be 1 week, but just the lifestyle of how I am preparing for, different athletic events. And the plan is I'm going to do a couple powerlifting meets, a marathon, get into some tussling sports like freaking boxing or something. And then we're going to do our first bodybuilding show sometime maybe further down the road, 2028, 2027 maybe. And then we're going to gear back up for the Olympics or something like that. And this is going to be the documentary series that's going to just show you how I'm doing that. It's going to show you some meals, maybe a little bit of cooking those meals, workouts, lifestyle factors, like how I fit in everything else with, being an adult athlete. So I wanted to make this series just to kind of document that journey. I was going to call it Road to 405 Bench or Road to, Powerlifting Champion or something, but I don't know. I think Stronger by the Day encapsulates generally what we're trying to do here. And then I'll try to make weekly uploads. I'm not going to make any promises. I missed last week's upload, and I missed it because it was really busy. I had 4-hour classes every day, and then I worked Saturday. So it was not conducive to recording and editing a video. I still got all my workouts in, still got all my meals in, but as far as YouTube, I didn't get a COD upload in on the other channel either, which freaking sucks. But this series will hold me accountable because even if I miss an upload, you'll be seeing what I was doing. If the upload might come later, but we'll have footage from that time, which that'll be ideal. That'll be nice. That'll keep me accountable, and it'll show the viewer how you can kind of balance athleticism and taking care of your body with lifestyle factors that are unavoidable. Job, schooling, social stuff. I mean, St. Patrick's Day today. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and Guinness. But this is not to say that I'm not going to do my informational style videos either. I will try to upload a video every week, and what I'm planning on that looking like is some weeks it'll be an informational video, some weeks it'll be a vlog. So it'll really just depend. But yeah, this will splice in. I wanted to show a little more of my personality as well. If I'm only trying to give you guys golden tidbits, not as much of my personality sprinkles through. And I think when you have so many resources out there, if you want general health, you got Andrew Huberman and Peter Attia. If you want exercise science, you have your Mike Israetel, your Jeff Nippard, Greg Doucette. You got there's voices out there that will echo sentiments, and all of them will have a narrative too. Keep that in mind. Most of them will have a narrative. And I don't have any subs right now, so you're going to catch information that is relatively unbiased and unadulterated through sponsorships and stuff, and hidden money, hidden under the table favors going on. There's none of that here yet because as of right now we're standing at sub 50 subs. So this is as pure as YouTube content is ever going to get. But I'll still make those informational videos. I just wanted to let my personality shine because the point I was getting at is your personality is going to be the X factor that separates you from all the content that's already out there, all the informational videos you could ever want. They're out there right now, and your personality is going to be what sets you apart. So we're starting a new series, and let's just kind of get into it. All right, so second most important part of any athlete ever is nutrition. First is obviously sleep. Like that is, if you don't even, everybody knows that. Everybody knows sleep is literally the most important parameter of health. Nutrition is second, and then how you train is actually third. Now, usually what my day looks like is we will have something of a massive breakfast. Like my biggest meal is always breakfast. And it's usually like 2,000 calories. It doesn't really matter. When I have breakfast, that varies because I fast often. But breakfast is kind of the most important meal of the day. It doesn't really matter when you decide to have that breakfast. But just know that it's important that you do have a good balanced breakfast. And what that always looks like for me is some eggs, maybe some type of meat or some type of dairy, and some fruit. And then, sometimes there's a grain in there of some kind, like rice. But generally, like eggs with and I make eggs a certain way. I'll make a video showing how I do that as well. But I have honey with my eggs, and it tastes really freaking good. And I have fruit, las frutas. And that's meal number one, and usually that'll, start my day. It's a massive meal, fuels my day. And then I will have a pre-workout meal that just consists of some fast digesting carbs. And then I will work out and then have my second meal, which isn't really a lunch, it's really just a post-workout. It's like a big old shake, and I'll have that after my workout. And then I have maybe a snack or just one more pretty massive meal. And all of my big meals are like 50 to 60 grams of protein. And then my snack is like somewhere in between like 15 and 30 grams of protein. But anyway, today's a weird day because I'll have three, appointments of various kinds throughout this day. So I'm not even gonna get to train until 3, and I usually train at noon. So instead of training, we are having one of our meals right now, and it consists of some squash, some ground turkey, some beans, some cheese. Beans are a massive, powerful food. It is a macronutrient weapon because it has protein, fats, and carbs, and fiber actually. So beans are kind of a superfood. I know, like, you got the glyphosates that people spray, they're trying to mass produce vegetables and keep the pests away, so they spray it with pesticides. Beans do grow from the ground, so they fall under this category of being at risk of glyphosate exposure and just general pesticide exposure. It's really not cool, but if you can get a reliably sourced bean supply, then you're cooking with some real firepower right there. So I'm gonna get this second meal. This is actually only like 40 grams of protein. It's probably 600, maybe 650 calories, and I'm gonna eat this. I might have one of these protein bars. This is not a sponsorship, but this is a pretty clean protein bar. It has 16 grams of protein, and I think it's 180 calories? No, it's 220 calories, 16 grams of protein. And I know that, like, here's a golden tidbit right here. All right, absolutely horrendous lighting at Temple Forming Studios. That's something we're gonna have to work on. I just reviewed the last clip. Lighting was horrendous. So anyway, a lot of people in the fitness industry get hung up on the macros are so good or the macros are so bad. Having this ratio of like knocking off the 0 at the end of calories and then having a positive protein to calorie ratio. And it's nice, to isolate one of your macronutrients being the protein, and then like, I don't know, getting in your carbs and fats somewhere else. But like, really, if you look at a meal, you need to get all 3 macros in for like healthy hormones and brain function as it is, and even like your performance in the gym. You need all 3 macronutrients to make gains. So I wouldn't get too hung up on trying to optimize protein always. The average person doesn't need like 300 or probably not even 200 grams of protein. if you go more than a gram of protein for your pound of body weight, which is something that I've done for a while, I believe that some people can break down that protein and heal faster with a certain threshold of protein. I don't think everybody's body's the same. I don't think there's a universal like amount of protein that your body can digest and that's standard for everybody. I think some people do benefit from getting more protein in, because protein doesn't just grow your muscles, it grows your nails, your hair. It's good for, you know, all facets of your body, your skin. But that doesn't mean that carbs and fats aren't important and should be avoided. Because when you look at something with bad macros like that protein bar where it was a 16 to 220 ratio, all that means is it has proteins, fats, and carbs. Like there's calories in fats and carbs in there too. So I wouldn't get too bent out of whack about the macros. It's just about staying moving, making sure you're not eating too much if you're trying to get leaner, and just having a balanced diet, because you know you'll start to fall apart in other areas if you're only having protein. Like you're just trying to maximize the protein only. I think that the ratio thing, it's nice for losing weight, obviously, because protein's more satiating, but it's the most satiating macro for the amount of calories per gram of, you know, the given macronutrient it is. But the point is, you kind of need them all, and I think having this positive ratio of protein to calories minus 1.0 at the end of the calories is just like a marketing tactic for protein companies, because, you know, it's all about the protein powders in the fitness industry. But anyway, I've been rambling way too long. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to get to another meeting, and then I'm going to show you my pre-workout meal, and we are going to get into a kind of push day. We're changing up our routine. I got a coach. I'm part of a team now, and I'm really excited to be a part of it, and we're going to make some serious gains working with Caden and the Phenom training systems. So I'm really excited about that, but stay tuned, and I will catch you guys in a couple hours for that workout. Our second to last meeting got done a little early, and it went well. So we are just going to go ahead and get our workout done right away. We didn't even have to wait too long after eating. And I'm just going to do a little bit of pre-workout carbs. And that's going to be really underwhelming today. What we are going to do, what I used to do, I should say, is I would have a glass of orange juice, but since we're cutting, we're gonna have a smaller glass of orange juice. So there we go, itty bitty little glass of orange juice. We're gonna down this, and then we're gonna go do some warm-up cardio, probably like 5 minutes of jogging on the treadmill, and then we're gonna get into a push day. We're doing a little bit of cardio. We're starting nice and mild. I'm not going to record the point where we pick it up, but check out the fit. All right, so we just finished our warm-up of some shoulder rotation stuff, 1 set of pull-ups, and that was all after a brisk walk on the treadmill for about 5 minutes. It wasn't jogging, but it was the pace of when you're just like walking so fast you gotta pump your arms a little bit, and that is to warm up the chest and shoulders for bench. And we're gonna get started with a warm-up set of 95 pounds. Like everybody, traditionally I have always warmed up with the bar, but today I'm trying something different. I am not doing that, and I'm going straight to 95. And we're gonna do a top set of 255, I think, and then a drop down of 245 for 3 sets of 6. So we're doing 4 sets of 6 total in working sets today. So buckle up, because it's gonna be a solid push day. My routine has been shifted a lot. I wish I would have recorded more of the full body workout vlogs, because I ended up changing my routine right away to prep for a powerlifting meet, which is taking place in July 11th to be exact. So I have an awesome coach now, I have a training program, and we're gonna see how far, depending on somebody else, joining hands with somebody who may know more, we're gonna see where that takes us. So yep, so set number 1, or just warm up set number 1 down. I'm gonna do a plate, and then I'm gonna do 2 plates, and then we are going to get into our working sets. 250 on the bar. We're gonna take this for a set of 6, and this should look like a nice and easy set where I am perfectly controlled on the way down and just exploding and powerful on the way back up. And if I can do that, then I think that will be a pretty good set. This is supposed to be an RPE of 7.5, so I will let you guys be the judge of if that was a successful 7.5 or not. You know me, I've always traded the intensity of like 8 to 10 RPE for everything. So gauging like a lower RPE of like, you know, 5s to 7s is a little more difficult for me, because I just have that part of me that just wants to push it really hard every set and do really heavy weight. But in powerlifting, that's not really how it works. So we're just gonna try to humble ourselves here. And I'm feeling, man, I was feeling good, but like I said earlier, this is much earlier or much later than I'm usually working out. So 250, this hopefully is going to be like butter. I don't know whether or not that will be the case, but let's just go for it. I think that wasn't too bad. My gears feel a little grinded, like my shoulders are a little wonky, but again, I really think that's just because it's kind of late in the day. So we just did 2 sets of 235. We're gonna do 2 more, 6 reps each set, and then we're gonna get into our dips. And this was not an ideal weekend at all for me on a cut, as I had my sister's birthday and kind of celebrated St. Patrick's Day this weekend. So from Friday all the way to the end of Sunday and even Monday, because I didn't want to waste leftovers, back to bloat lord status, and that's not ideal at all. It's not conducive to the cut. And I said previously that I was going to try and make a crazy Lent transformation, because, well, I mostly gave up alcohol for Lent, and I made it clear there was going to be a couple exceptions. St. Pat's and birthdays are exceptions, but, you know, and I wasn't going to take my shirt off until Lent was over as well. Wasn't doing caffeine, not doing music. But the bottom line is, I wasn't going to take my shirt off on camera or for the gram. Biceps don't count. Biceps, shoulders. You know, we can rock a tank, we can rock a stringer, but we just can't take our shirt off. We can't show abs, or lack of. We can't show happy trail, basically. But I wanted to make a crazy transformation for Lent, but I might have derailed that progress a little bit this weekend. I'm going to be completely honest. We went a little overboard. We carb back up, like, we're feeling good. It's stronger by the day, not leaner by the day, so remember that. But now we're gonna end up fasting tonight, and we're gonna try to be lenient with the calories too. You know, being a wedding DJ, you're exposed to a lot of like really good but not really low calorie foods. So there's also one day of the week where if I'm not disciplined enough, my carbs and fats will be a lot higher than they should be, ideally. And so it's just gonna take some discipline. It's gonna take maybe a little extra cardio, extra steps. But that being said, if you're cutting and you accidentally, cheat on your diet a little bit, in the sense where you have a little more calories than you were planning on, just train harder. Like, it'll just fuel your sessions all the more. It'll give you more energy. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Just think you have a little extra fuel in the tank. Use it to blast through the ceiling. So, set number 3, here we go. Alright, so right now we got weighted dips, 3x8, RPE of 7. So we got like a 35-ish pound vest on. We're going to take it for a ride on the dips. And I'm not going to go too low on dips. Always be careful because dips are a great strength building, chest, shoulders, triceps. It's like an ultimate push movement. Elliot Hulse, if you remember him, he's an OG fitness influencer on YouTube.
Yo, Elliot!
A strength connoisseur, but he said if you only had 4 exercises to build a great physique, it would be deadlift, front squat, chin-ups, and dips. Dips are great. They can get your bench up. Doing weighted dips is a great way to get past plateaus on bench. That's something that I've heard being talked about by a lot of people all of a sudden, is like how great weighted dips are for blowing up your bench press. And I did it for a while, and I did gain like 10 pounds. Like that was past a plateau for me. But just make sure that you're not getting too deep, because you can get serious shoulder impingement when you're doing your dips and such. If you go too deep, you can, tweak something in your shoulder. You don't have to get too deep on these. You'll see if, just from my range of motion, like what's good. My feet touch the ground when I'm in, like right here in this stretched position right here. So that is just completely fine with me. I'll go down to my feet touching the ground and then just go back up. Kind of like a pin press dip, a pin dip, if you will. So here we go, 3x8.
What you wanna do, baby? Where you wanna go? I'll take you to the moon, baby. I'll take you to the floor. I treat you like a real lady, no matter where you go. Just give me some time, baby. Cause even when we're apart, I know my heart is still with you. 5 more hours till the night is ours, and I'm back with you. This right here is my type of party. 5 more hours, we're just getting started. This right here is my type of party. 5 more hours, we're just getting started.
5 more hours, we're just getting started.
How you wanna feel, baby? What you wanna know? Just pour another drink, baby. Come on, pour a little more. I treat you like a real lady. I'll keep you out the cold. I'll give you all my time, baby. Even when we're apart, I know my heart is still with you. 5 more hours till the night is ours, and I'm back with you. This right here is my type of party. Yeah. 5 more hours, we're just getting started. This right here is
so we got our 3 sets of dips and our 2 sets of 15 tricep push downs out of the way. Now we got 4x15 lateral raises, which is crazy. I went the longest time training like under 10 reps for pretty much all of my workouts, all of my working sets, and I only went up to 10 for biceps and shoulders. So these higher rep sets, they're kind of getting to me a little bit. It's a different kind of endurance. I really like to train in that 5 or 6 rep range, and then I would cover my cardio pillars with running, essentially. But now it kind of feels like I'm working muscular endurance, getting my cardio and getting my heart rate up with these sets of 15 that my coach has been having me do, which is exciting. It's definitely leading to some like pretty decent pumps, but it's new. It's a learning curve. It's daunting again, a 4x15, that's 60 reps right there. But let's get into it.
Just getting started. By the sound of your heartbeat, how it always calls me, finding my way back to you. I'm feeling it more now than ever. I'll do this forever, just to spend the night with you. This is, yeah. This right here is my type of party. Yeah. 5 more hours, we're just getting started. This right here is my type of party. 5 more hours, we're just getting started.
5 more hours, we're just getting started.
I've been up for 7 months, or maybe it's just been a week. Nothing here to tell the time, nothing here to say but me. And every time I break the glass, bad luck follows me around the place. I know I should face myself, but I don't really like my face. I get highway, flyway, tryna get away from my life, tryna get away from mine. I get highway, flyway, tryna get away from my mind, tryna get away from my mind. I get highway, flyway, tryna get used to my life, tryna get used to mine. I get highway, flyway, tryna get a piece of my mind, tryna get a piece of my mind. Maybe I went out too far, or maybe I'm not far enough. I don't think I have a choice, so what's the point of being tough? I lay back into the grass, just waiting for the sun to burst. That's gonna fuck me up if I don't fuck myself at first. I get highway, flyway, tryna get away from my life, tryna get away from mine. I get highway, flyway, tryna get away from my mind, tryna get away from mine. I get highway, flyway, tryna get used to my life, tryna get used to mine. I get highway, flyway, tryna.
All right, so the overhead tricep rope extensions are the last thing I got 2x15, and those have always been the weirdest workout for me to ever do. Like, it forces you to be like a little more controlled. It forces you to have that mind-muscle connection, in my opinion, like in my experience, and that's because it's such an awkward movement. And I remember it was one of the oldest exercises I ever like learned to do. My dad would love to max out the machine on the overhead tricep rope extensions with the cables, and I just couldn't do it. It was so weird to me. It felt like I was like getting pulled backwards, and it still kind of does. My legs are getting like pulled into, my legs are kind of getting pulled into like these things right here, and it's just like kind of digging into my hammies. It's so weird. I was supposed to go up in weight this week, but I don't think like biomechanically I can make that happen. It's just, it's so weird. Definitely like my least favorite movement, especially for triceps. But we got one more set. We're gonna hammer this one out. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna try to, we'll go up to 90 and try to step out a little bit. We'll see if that helps, might not. But either way, this is our last set. And it's been a long workout, probably because I got the camera recording everything. But we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna go have a shake, shower off, and then we got a haircut. All right, new haircut. It's nice and short, looking nice and realigned, recomped, and it is the morning after the workout I just recorded, and I am fasted, so I'm gonna be taking you through a light ab and yoga workout before this video ends, because it's getting very long, a little too long. And yeah, this is pretty much just a whole bunch of things to keep me injury-free and to strengthen tendons while I lift heavy weights, because you got to take care of the tendons too when you're lifting really heavy. That's very important. And right now my routine doesn't include any abs, so I do all of my core training right here. So I'm going to take you guys through this. This is also going to include some dead hangs and some upside down hangs too, so that'll look a little funny, bear with me, but yeah. Alright, so we just finished up our little stretching / core routine, and one thing you'll find is that stretching and core are both really, really important, but they're kind of hard to find time for. It's really easy to find time for the gym. It's really easy to find time to throw around some weight, but it's kind of hard to find time to stretch because it's a little more boring, and your mind tends to rise to the occasion of like athletic training, but when it comes to stretching, it just kind of feels like something that can be pushed aside, and I get that. Like, that took me 17 minutes. I checked the footage. It was a 17-minute stretching routine today, and not everybody even has time for that every single day if they're already taking care of cardio and weight training. And, you know, you got busy jobs, you got school, you got relationships. So stretching gets pushed to the wayside very typically. But just don't give up. Try to squeeze it in here and there. I used to do this routine 6 days a week. Then it went down to 3 when I got really busy this year. And now it's more like 1 or 2 days of stretching. And I do neck stretches every day. And I stretch after my workout every day. But this is separate. Like, this is kind of a yoga, tendon strengthening routine. But the bottom line is I haven't given up. I don't get to do it every day. So I find time when I can. Just don't give up. Keep after it. And take care of your body whenever you can. Whenever you have an opening, just go for it. But just so this doesn't become like a 50-minute video, I'm going to wrap things up right here. I'm going to break my fast in 1 to 2 hours, and then I'm going to do a hill workout, hit my VO2 max, and then I'm going to do a pull workout today. So it'll be about 2.5 hours of probably total physical activity counting the stretching today. That's a pretty heavy day. Most of my days are not that big, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for the rest of the series, and I love you guys. God bless y'all. Peace out, and I will see y'all next time.